Hey folks, back AFFILATE RC, how y'all doing? Alright, come to the man cave. We're doing an unboxing build of the all new 90mm AVANTI S from FMS. Just got it in the mail today. Yesterday. Today's the 30th of August 2024, because it's now 1:22 in the morning, so it just became the 30th. I got it on the 29th, and I went out and flew a little bit from other planes, and came back and said, okay, now we need to do the unboxing and build video. So here we are in the middle of the night. I'm going to unbox it, build it for you, do the radio setup, and hopefully be able to fly it soon, depending on the weather. Unfortunately, I got to work all weekend, so it might have to wait till Tuesday, or we might be able to do it in the morning. We'll wait and see. All right, let's get her out of the box and see what we got. I am an official, self-appointed YouTube reviewer of RC planes, and therefore my cost for this plane, the normal cost is $569, and therefore my cost was $569. Yeah. But I saw it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to have it. Now FMS, of course, I'm an affiliate with them, and they were happy to let me use it, you know, to put a link in there if you want to buy it. I'll get a little, I don't know, 5%, 4%, whatever the commission is. But they're not going to give me a break on it, nor did I ask one. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I got to have that. Actually, let me push it out that way. With these boxes, sometimes they're vacuumed in there so tightly that it's just better off to open one end and then push it out the other, because they're going to be so vacuum tight in there. So let's watch a grown man fight with a packaging of his new toy. Let's see how that goes. This should be a very simple build. Oh, the manual's not folded. That's a good thing. I hate folded manuals. It's very hard to read them when we're trying to curl up. All right. And with all these, I mean, you got your two-part foam coffin. Everything is nice and protected. Pay attention whenever you're opening up any of these. Pay attention to how you open it up. I suggest videotaping it, because heaven forbid you come across you've got problems, you know. And sometimes these things are in like a jigsaw puzzle, and when you go to put them back in the box, you can't figure it out one way or the other. So it's better if you just videotape it real quick, that way you can refer back to it. Now, something I noticed right off the bat, none of these control surfaces are hooked up, which is good, because I want to be able to make sure that my servos, look at those nice slotted flaps. And this weather vane, or this, whatever these things here are called, you all have to let me know. I can never remember that is already glued in. That's nice, but actual working hinges, not a foam pinch hinge. This is like on their F-86 Skyblazer and the Puff the Dragon, whatever. Look at that. That's a nice working mechanical hinge. And of course, you can see the individual cells, but you certainly can't feel them. I love that color. Now I'm going to probably give a clear coat to this, and that'll really make that gold, that red will really shine. It's a decent sized model, but there again, it is a 90mm. So good size. I mean, this size here, this side of the box would be pretty simple. You only got the wings and the manual. So if you can't get that right, I don't know what to tell you. All right, I'm going to get a new blade up here. Getting kind of dull. Is she getting dull? Sorry to put my face or my back in the face there. All right, side. Man, talk about a large control surface or a tail. Nice three points where these hinges are connected. That's a decent size. Decent size. This is not going to be a small model. The nose cone, hard plastic here, and what they've been doing lately, they've been doing away with the magnets. Because a lot of times the magnets will Where they're nice and strong, you take them on and off. Where the magnet's glued to the foam, that's giving way, and that's not going to give way. I mean, that's in there pretty strong. So I understand why they're doing that. One, make it two wing spars. One, I guess, is fiberglass. One is carbon fiber. Here is the tail, which just like on the F-86, it just bolts on. Nice hard, that's one thing I like. In their 70mm Avanti, this is all foam, and that little thing, because the plane's going to rock back, gets ate up and stripes and stuff. So hey, I'm glad about that. Oh yes, the ever important, the one thing you must have in order, and it probably does have a purpose, just showing that the thing has been inspected. Been inspected with a stamp, whoever the stamp checker is, whoever that stamp's assigned to. And we have our push rods, the elevator locking clamps, or servo connectors, and looks like, from appearance, looks like only one side. Oh no, there are a couple different size screws in there. Looks like possibly just two sizes, but it looks like they're going to take a 2mm hex drive. Hopefully that's the situation. That'll make it easier. The more uniform, the better. Big honking rudder. Again, not hooked up. Okay. Oh, and look at our pilot. All right, the famous unupdated, needing to be poorly updated, Porn Stash Bob, or Herman, or Frank, or whatever you want to call him. Look at that big old honking motor back here. Well, what's that screaming for? What am I going to install there? You're right, better believe it, a KM model afterburner. Their new version 5 that just came out, they sent me some. That will be going there. For sure. That's a big plane. Quick connects right there. You can see on both sides. Complete with foam in it. All right. Nice bright light. I'm going to assume very bright light right there. Another light on the bottom. Okay. Big old honking battery hatch, and it's got instrumentation, so you can put another pilot in there, I guess. You have to cut into the foam. But I think my Rio would be someone other than Porn Stash Bob. And okay, what do we got here? Oh, it does not have the Reflex. I thought it had the Reflex system. And I purposely bought an 8-channel receiver for that reason. It does have thrust reverse though. If you see that telltale yellow pigtail there, that's got your thrust reverse. Yeah, it does not have the Reflex system. I thought it did. And even my interactions with the FMS, oh yeah, but they probably meant you can add it. So, darn. But it's still, I will still need 7 channels, but that's going to change what receiver I use. So be aware, it does not come with Reflex. You can add the Reflex. So instead of using an AR-8020T, which is what I was going to use, I'm going to switch gears and use something else. So, that will change things for me. All right, but we do not have the Reflex system. I do not see it anywhere in there. It would be right here. And let's make sure, I mean, instructions may or may not say. But I certainly don't see a Reflex system. Very simple instructions. Nice big manual. But no reflex. I thought sure it had one. That's fine. I don't have to have it. I just purchased that receiver with it thinking it did. So that's kind of a letdown. So if it's got it, it's got it hidden somewhere inside there, and I can see everything. It's not in there. So, all right. Well, that changes a little bit. That's going to change my build too. But then I have to change a different type of receiver and where I mount it, and because with that kind of receiver, if I had reflex, it doesn't matter where I mount it. But because I do have reflex, I want to use this nice of a jet. I'm going to want to use a gyroed receiver, just for the wind and everything. I don't care about self-leveling. I just want something so I can dial in my gains. So I may change to a totally different type of receiver, but I'm probably going to stay in the Spectrum world. But that's going to change things for me. All right, well, we'll come back in a little bit and we'll start doing an installation. Put this thing together, which will not be a problem, but my receiver will be a different consideration. I was not planning on that. Alrighty, y'all have a good. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's pretty simple, the unboxing. Next video, which will be linked to this one, will be the assembly. It's not a build. I just say build because that's what people respond to. Build easier. But it is an assembly. There's no. To me, a build means you've got to cut, you got to measure, you're modding. That's a build. This is just an assembly. I'm just slapping screws and putting the things together. So, all right. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be right back with a build and assembly. God bless y'all. God is great. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends. And then Avanti's 1890 millimeters, 18 anniversaries. Bye.